ನಮೋ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ನಮೋ 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 ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ಪದರಿ ಷಂಡಮಂಡಿತೆ ತೀರ್ಥೀಕುರ್ವಂತಿ ಲೋಕಾಂಸ್ತೆ ತೀರ್ಥಭೂತ ಮುನೀಶ್ವರ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ವಿಂಧ್ಯ ತುಂಗಸ್ತನಾಯಿತೆ ಸಮುದ್ರವಸನೆ ದೇವಿ ಸಹ್ಯಮಾಲಾ ವಿರಾಜಿತೆ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ಸರ್ವತೀರ್ಥಸ್ವರೂಪಿಣಿ ಕಾಶ್ಯಾಹಿ ಕಾಶಸೆ ಮಾತ ತ್ವಂ ಹಿ ಸರ್ವಪ್ರಕಾಶಿಕಾ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ಗುರುಸ್ತ್ವಂ ಜಗದಾಂಬರ ವೇದ ವೇದಾಂತ ಗಂಭೀರೆ ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಸುಖದಾಯಿನಿ ಪದನ್ಯಾಸ ಪವಿತ್ರೀಕೃತ ಪಾಂಸವೇ ನಮೋಸ್ತು ಜಗದಾಂಧಾತ್ರಿ ಮೋಕ್ಷಮಾರ್ಗೈಕ ಸೇತವೇ ನಮೋ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ನಮೋ
Namaskaram, one and all.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Welcome to yet another episode of Kuchipudi Amritham, organized under the able guidance of Guru Srimati A.B. Bala Garu by Kuchipudi Kendram, Visakhapatnam. I'm sure that all of you are enjoying and learning a lot from the episodes of Kuchipudi Amritham, and today we have yet another legendary and well-known figure of Kuchipudi dance. But before talking about our guest, as our tradition, I would like to take this opportunity to talk a few words about our revered Guru, Srimati A.B. Bala Garu. Kalaa Ratna Guru Srimati A.B. Bala Garu is undoubtedly one of the most sought after gurus in the dance form of Kuchipudi. With over 55 years of teaching and performing experience, Guru Srimati Bala Garu has nurtured thousands of students who are all well-known and established performers and gurus. Srimati Bala Garu, fondly called as Balaka by many people in the Kuchipudi pantheon and especially by her loving disciples, is among the prime disciples of Padma Bhushan Guru Dr. Vempati Chinnasatyam Garu. Balaka was appointed as the assistant teacher at the tender age of 14 at Kuchipudi Art Academy, Madras. Post-marriage, for more than a decade, she was the principal of Kuchipudi Kalakshetra, a sister organization of Kuchipudi Art Academy, Madras, her alma mater. She has, to her credit, over 200 solo items and more than 25 dance productions. Some of the awards and recognitions that Guru Srimati Bala Garu has received are the Central Sangeet Natak Academy from the Sangeet Natak Academy, New Delhi, Kalaa Ratna by Government of Andhra Pradesh, Natya Kaumudi by Nritya Madhavi School of Dance, New Jersey, the United States of America, Lifetime Achievement Award by Dr. Ramineni Foundation, Best Teacher and Best Choreographer Award by the Madras Music Academy, Chennai, Rajiv Gandhi Award by the Andhra University, just to name a few. She has conducted many lecture demonstrations and workshops at many centers in the country and abroad. She was instrumental in starting a department of dance at Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. These are but a few lines about our Guru, Kalaa Ratna Srimati A.B. Bala Garu. On this note, I warmly welcome Balaka to this episode of Kuchipudi Amritham. Welcome, Balaka. We are very happy and honored to have you with us today. Now, I take this opportunity and deem it indeed a privilege to introduce about our guest for the day, Guru Srimati Smita Shastri Garu. Dance for Smita Shastri ji is both a passion and a mission. As a dancer, she has constantly explored and endeavored to preserve Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi dances in their authentic glory. As a guru, she nurtured and shared her expertise to empower them to carry this rich traditional heritage. As an innovator, she successfully reinstated the ancient art in a format that resonates with the newer generations. Srimati Smita Shastri ji has begun her learning in Bharatanatyam at the age of 4 under Guru Sri Kittappa Pillai and Guru Sri Chatunni Panikar at the Darpana Academy, Ahmedabad. Her passion for learning more compelled her to train for the authentic temple dances of Kuchipudi style under Guru Sri C.R. Acharyulu Garu, who is the disciple of the Mahaguru, Vedantam Lakshminarayana Shastri Garu. Impressed by her devotion, Guruji taught her some rarest and challenging compositions like Ganesha Kautvam, Mayura Kautvam, Simha Nandini, and Mahalakshmi Vaibhavam, to name a few. Smita ji went on to win awards and laurels at national and international levels as a performer par excellence, endowed with humility in her pursuit to serve her as she won. Amidst her own rise in Kuchipudi, some of her rare caliber, she established the Nartana School of Classical Dance in 1971, imparting training in both Kuchipudi and Bharatanatyam dance styles. She has created and choreographed 45 new dance items in Sanskrit, Hindi, and Gujarati poetry in both Kuchipudi and Bharatanatyam styles. These are but a few lines from the humongous profile that Guru Srimati Smita Shastri ji has. On this note, I request Balaka to welcome our guest of the today, Smita Shastri ji. Over to you, Balaka.
Namaste, Smita ji.
Namaste, Balaji.
We are very happy, Smita ji, that is Kuchipudi Kalaa Kendram is very happily inviting you to participate in this Kuchipudi Amritham International Series. In this 75 years of Independence Day, being in this period, how long, like you and me and some other seniors, how much they struggled and they made proper channel and they are giving their best to the students and making the very good performances and making them to understand first. These all I love to share with you through your words to the younger generation to participate in this occasion. Very, very happy. Please, we'll proceed. Thank you very much.
My fortune and also my privilege that you have thought about me and talk about my journey in Kuchipudi, because I feel that each and every one has a special experiences of their own journey. And that is why it creates a different story by different performers, different teachers, different gurus.
And also, Smita ji, I am very fond because the Kuchipudi art is from the Andhra Pradesh. But you are the one person in like a Ahmedabad place. Of course, the Mrinalini madam and Mallika Sarava, the Darpana school and everything is there. I have moved so much with the C.R. Acharyalu garu, Master garu. And whenever I used to come with my Guruji, Chinasati Master garu, that time I used to meet Mrinalini ji and C.R. Acharyalu garu. Whenever I say, because of this excellent program, I want to preserve all these things. That is why definitely we have to invite Smita ji. Huh? Thank you.
Maybe it's the grace of the Guruji that, it's not very easy. Whenever I think that if some people from Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh, if they do our Gujarati Garbas, I would not accept them very easily. They will have to work very hard to accept in my heart. I'll tell you, my journey to learn Kuchipudi is a very typical one because I was basically a Bharatanatyam student. And I won All India Inter-University Youth Festival Prize, first prize in 1964. I did my Arangetram under Kittappa Pillaiji in 62. So those days I was full of Bharatanatyam. Then I started traveling with Darpana dance troupe and I was the youngest member. As you said, I was very young. The same way I was very young when I started performing with Darpana dance troupe. And I was full of Bharatanatyam. I could see Master Ji in Darpana teaching some classes, but I never paid any attention. Once or twice he also told me, we used to tell him Master Ji. So once or twice he told me also that, why don't you think of learning Kuchipudi? But I would just listen here and just forget about it. It so happened that once we were performing with Darpana dance troupe, we went to Delhi. Ashoka Hotel, there was a performance. And before our performance, it was Yamini Krishnamurthy ji. She was performing Kuchipudi. And I had good luck to watch her. And I was so impressed by her presentation of Kuchipudi, that there and then I decided that, oh my God, that Masterji is always telling me to learn Kuchipudi and I'm not giving any attention to it. Now, after I go to Ahmedabad, I'll start talking to him. In just a little while afterwards, it just happened that we were going to perform for East and West seminar. So I requested Guruji to teach me one item because Amma learned that I want to learn Kuchipudi. Amma means Mrinalini Ben. So she told Masterji that teach Smita one item because she wanted me to be the filler item because they used to do Kathakali and then Bharatanatyam. So from Kathakali costumes to change into Bharatanatyam, they would always need a filler item. So my Kuchipudi was kind of a filler item when I was young. So I was taught Bala Tarangam. That was the one first item I learned after learning so many adagus and all that. And then we went to Delhi for East and West seminar. There I saw Dr. Vedanta Satyanarayan Sharmaji's Bhavakalap. And my God, I was so impressed, maha impressed by his presentation. And I decided that now I'm going to continue learning Kuchipudi and I'm going to learn. And at that time, Guruji had always frequent students coming and going on because Guruji was kind of a teacher who would teach only to the PhD students. And other girls will come to learn Kuchipudi, but they would not stay. They would just leave after a while. So I was the first person who stayed with Guruji and started learning. The first question was the language, Telugu language. So how to understand the Telugu language? So Guruji used to make me write each and every script. Then each and every word, he would give me the meaning of it. Then he would teach me how to sing, how to speak the jatis, which way, how to speak the jatis. So it was by learning one item, it took such a long time for me that this is the way process happened. So this is how I started learning Kuchipudi. I was already a solo Bharatanatyam dancer.
In Gujarat, when you started learning or in the arena of Darpana Academy, how was Kuchipudi in Gujarat? Because way back in North, how was it?
No. There was nobody else except me. I was the only Kuchipudi dancer in Gujarat at one time. Then Malika also started liking it. And then she started also learning. She's quite younger to me. So after I already had made my name in Kuchipudi, I was recognized as the only Kuchipudi dancer in Gujarat. But in Gujarat, for people to accept any dance form and different dance form, the only thing that the parents would come to us that we want admission in Arangetral or we want admission in Bharatanatyam. They would never know anything about Kuchipudi. And the only thing is that after I started doing Kuchipudi also, I started loving it. I became so passionate about Kuchipudi. It possessed me. It is still with me because Guruji has made it possible for me to be able to speak, sing and everything. And Acharya Guruji had a special flavor for Tribhangi pose. And he used to teach Kuchipudi with the Tribhangi, predominantly Tribhangi pose. And this is how he used to teach us. And then all these items, the moment I started performing also, I would give first half performance of Bharatanatyam and second half Kuchipudi. In those days, we used to perform like that. But then once I felt that somehow my Bharatanatyam glimpses come in Kuchipudi, my Kuchipudi is Tribhangi, sometimes it would show in my Bharatanatyam. I wanted to do something very pure. So I decided at one point to leave Bharatanatyam for a performance and continue performing only Kuchipudi.
Difficulties that you faced, because you said that at one point of time you were the only Kuchipudi dancer in the entire Gujarat.
Yes.
So was it very difficult for you to convince people to learn Kuchipudi or
No, what I'm talking about
performer?
Convincing comes later. I'm talking when I started learning and performing. At that time I did not start any school or anything. And Guruji used to always tell me, because Guruji was working at one institution where he was a staff. Whereas I was learning and I was performing, I was also performing solo. We never had any facility in Darpana for a musician for Kuchipudi. There was no singer for Kuchipudi. But I was so liked by people. I was, as I told you, youngest. The singers and other gurus, and they will all help me. And Guruji, I'll tell you where Guruji is. He was so knowledgeable. He was like a research scholar. He would say, for example, Ranga Puja, he would teach me today this, and tomorrow he would change everything. Then day after tomorrow he would change everything. So it was so difficult for me to fix at one point. I was constantly confused. But maybe because of that happening, it allowed me to create things or decide or finalize things to choreograph. If Guruji would not have done that, I would have become just like a puppet. So whatever he taught me, I would just dance. But due to Guruji's changing these things, I had to finalize that, okay, Guruji has taught me these 3-4 ways of expressing this, or 3-4 adaus or jatis and everything. So I would finalize, and I requested Guruji, I will not be able to use all those things which you are constantly changing. But he was so creative, and that is why he would change. But then I had to work with that to finalize items to be able to perform as an item.
And when was this year, madam? And what is the timeline of this?
In 65, 66, So that was the time when I started. After 64, when I won the All India Prize, I started, I saw that performance of Yamini ji, and then my journey of Kuchipudi introduction and Kuchipudi learning started. And we don't have like 3 days class, or it was every day, it was every day. And there was no time limit or anything. As long as Guruji is in mood, he would teach, or else I would just go home, like that. But I was learning complete course of Kuchipudi. Like Guruji, after one or the another, he would teach me. And he would always, because I was ready to perform, he would take me to the different festivals, which never happened in Darpana. Darpana means you always dance in Darpana dance troupe. Its individual presentation was never a part of Darpana dance troupe. To be able to perform solo, and to be able to, and when I have to perform solo, I have to manage so many things. Guruji is always Guruji. To work with musicians, to practice with them, sing with them, make them understand how many times, everything. So he made me completely independent in Kuchipudi.
But madam, when you say that he made you completely independent, but there is a hurdle of understanding the regional language of Kuchipudi, which is Telugu. So when you were learning, or when you were performing for the Gujarati audience, or learning for yourself, there must have been very difficult times that you faced. How did you overcome that? And did you learn Telugu for the sake of Kuchipudi? And what was it all about?
Malaida, actually, to tell you very frankly, if you want to do something, there is nothing like impossible. It is I am possible. And I have learned in my life that there is never anything impossible. If you decide to do, and maybe the destiny also works, because I was also very good in Sanskrit language. Telugu language has a lot of Sanskrit, and that is why it was not very difficult, except that very old items like Swami Ramdas's the Shavtar Shabdam, which is a little typical old Telugu language. So I was very, very, very precisely working on it. And my singer Akilama, she used to always work with me. We used to sit for hours, and every word I would make her pronounce the way Guruji has taught me. And when I was learning, I think before me, Sudha Chandran, that means Sudha Dorai Swami, also came to Darpana to learn from him. Then it also happened that Hema Malini also wanted to learn Kuchipudi from Guruji, and he was not allowed to go out because he was against staff. So he told me to go and teach. So like that, so many things happened to make me more independent in working with Kuchipudi. In all other items, like, say, for example, Ranga Puja, Jatiswaram, Manduka Shabdam, all those are Balagopala Tarangam, everything is Sanskrit. There's not much work I have to do. Or even the items like Simanandini Nrityam, Mayura Kautuvam, everything is more Sanskrit. My experience is that Kuchipudi has also the music very, very Karna Priya. I hope you understand my point. they are very Karnapriya. Mohanam Rag is used in so many Krishna Shabdam. We say, you take Bala Gopala Tarangam, you take, so the Astapadi, you take. So many items that are Mohan Raga. So they are liked by people. They are Karnapriya in Gujarat. And I had developed one system that before I would start my performance, I would go on the stage and speak in my mic and explain everything in Gujarati with hand gestures. Because my work was typical. I had to make my audience to like whatever I'm going to perform. And people started asking about Kuchipudi style. What is this Kuchipudi? But we are still struggling in Gujarat. Anyway.
But one thing I wanted to ask you, madam, even today, 2021 also, we face many situations where people come to us and ask, I mean, it is Bharatanatyam. I mean, with due respects to every dance form, Bharatanatyam and every other dance form that exists, still today in 2021, people don't know the difference between Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. So any dance form that they see, it is a very common expression that they use is that's Bharatanatyam. So you belong to an era where Kuchipudi was not there at all in Gujarat, but you have consciously taken Kuchipudi. And I'm sure you would have faced many experiences where students used to come to you after you started teaching. And what is this Kuchipudi? What is this Bharatanatyam? What is the difference? So how did you tell the people of Gujarat that this is it and this is it and this is it all about?
Guruji, because he had a lot of wishes in his self, that he wanted Kuchipudi to be more popularized in Gujarat. But he could not do it because he was situated in one place. As I was free, I could do whatever I wanted to do. So I started my dance school in 1971. In 1971, when I started my dance school, I, of course, was doing Bharatanatyam also as much as Kuchipudi, but performing only Kuchipudi for last 5-6 years before 71. So what happened that when I started giving admissions to the girls, they never wanted to learn Kuchipudi. They would make fun of that word also, Kuchipudi, because what kind of pudi is this? They would make fun of that word also. So I would take time to explain everything to them and then tell them that this is not at all difficult for Gujarati. Our Gujarati community, Kuchipudi is much easier. And my Sierra Chelu Guruji's choreography was such that it was full of poses and stances. So it visually also, Kuchipudi looked very beautiful. And as we all know, Balak also knows, and you also know that Kuchipudi has the adavus, the sholukattus. They're so impressive, the way it is being spoken. So taddi, dandakku, jennu tam, dandakku. So all those things, the way we have to speak, and the springing movement of Kuchipudi, everything becomes so attractive for people who doesn't know anything about the Kuchipudi or Bharatanatyam. Gujarat was, of course, it was just starting to recognize Bharatanatyam or identifying Bharatanatyam. But then I saw that, yes, Kuchipudi is much beautiful, much attractive and very attractive to look at also. And the music is also very good. What I felt, I wanted people to experience that. And I worked very hard. I took the senior fellowship from Government of India and propagate Kuchipudi. So I wrote a book on Kuchipudi in Gujarati language. I traveled all over Gujarat to different villages and cities and towns and everything. And I gave dance demonstrations. So
was there any help from the government of Gujarat to you to popularize a dance form?
No, sorry. It was not at all any kind of, look, to tell you very frankly, before 3 years, Gujarat government started Kalaa Mahakumbh. It's a kind of a competition. So what they did, only 2 forms of classical dance they decided, Bharatanatyam and Kathak. Then I said, I'm teaching Kuchipudi since last 48 years. And if you do not include Kuchipudi, there is one lady who teaches Odissi. There is one lady who teaches Mohiniyattam. So I represented all the 3 of them. And I said, you will have to include this. Otherwise, I'll have to take the stern steps. How can you not recognize Kuchipudi? So Gujarat is a different state altogether.
You are in Gujarat now. because of CRO Acharyalu master is there in Gujarat, you concentrated more. But even Bharatanatyam also you started learning in the Gujarat only?
Yes, in Darpana. You know, Darpana, it was only Bharatanatyam and
Yes,
Kathakali.
yes.
They were
Yeah.
teaching only 2 forms. We used to have, in Darpana, different teachers used to come. Even Rukmini Devi ji also visited Darpana when I could have her darshanam. And also, I started later, after I had my one daughter, I went to Guruji K. Kalyan Sundaram ji. And that is Rajarajeshwari Bharatanatyam Kala Mandir. So
Yes,
I
yes.
became his disciple. So traditional gurus, to tell
Uttappa
you,
master used to come to Darpana.
it was my good luck that for 2 years, when I did my Arangetran in 1962, from 1960 to 62, he was there as a head teacher in Bharatanatyam. So under his tutelage, I could do my Arangetran. So he conducted my Arangetran. He taught me everything. The polishing and everything was done by Kita Papulai Guruji.
These experiences very, very precious, and
Yes.
to talk itself, getting a goosebumps when we
Same
speak
thing.
about all elder gurus and about our how we learn. Yes.
And to tell you, Balaka, just some little changes here or there, I have tried to keep as true as his style. I never wanted to change his style. And wherever he's there, even his own children are telling me that Smita Ben, you are specially blessed.
Yes,
He's
yes.
blessing me still from there, and that is why I'm able to do everything. And today,
Yes.
I can tell you that I have more than 100 students who are actively dancing Kuchipudi. And what happens now, that if there is a girl who I feel that she is a more grace and everything, or she's about 9-year-old, so then I will tell them that you better start learning Kuchipudi. No, we want to learn Bharatanatyam. I would say, okay, if you want to learn Bharatanatyam, it's okay. Then what I do then, I tell them that if you are getting an admission in engineering, if you are getting in electrical engineering and electronics, which will you select? Naturally electronics. So I said, this is like selecting Kuchipudi is like selecting electronics.
Talking about your experiments, like you have composed and choreographed in using Gujarati poetry. What were
Yes.
the other experiments that you did that suited Kuchipudi to establish that in your place? What were the experiments that you carry forward, as you said, sticking to the tradition?
Malaida, actually, when you see that the song may change, music may change, but the dance itself is there. The dance is like a very profound possibility for us. So that much of understanding, if it doesn't come, or that much of choreography if I cannot do, what was the fun of my Guruji teaching me all these years? And I learned from him so much. So the way he taught me each and every adavus, each and every movement, each and every word, so that made me very rich with the knowledge of Kuchipudi. I have done only experimentation on different kind of music, but I not try to add anything. If you want to see Kuchipudi completely, absolutely original of C.R. Acharyalu Guruji, it's only Smita Shastri. Even not his children. Because I'm telling you, this is what I was told. This is not I'm telling. Korada Nasira Guruji told me. Keshav Prasad ji also told me. Then Adi Narayan ji, he also came to our school for Dikshanta Samaroh. So all those people, whoever saw, they said that we are able to watch the old Kuchipudi in your school. And the quality is
not just these gurus, but I am truly putting this point that when we started with Kuchipudi Amritham, before the first episode, when we were having discussions with Balaka, our entire team that is working for Kuchipudi Amritham, you won't believe that among the first few names that came from Balaka's mouth, that these guests have to be called, your name is one among them. And the reason that she said was, Malyada, it is easy for any artist, with due respects to everyone who have worked to in their own way to make this art form get into another level. But it is not an easy job for someone who doesn't belong to this place to talk about something that is not their regional, is not at all an easy task. Today, when we talk about Smita Shastri ji, it is after all the struggles that she has faced. But it's very important that we call Smita Shastri ji and ask her about what Kuchipudi was when she started learning. Your talk and the light that you have thrown on the face of Kuchipudi in the state of Gujarat during the time that you started is truly priceless and commendable.
To add to one more thing, to tell you, Balaka, this is very interesting to know that my students, I am a very strict teacher, to tell you very frankly. Even today, I was punished so many times by Chatuni Panekar's sticks. He would throw the tatakali towards me. Even my friend misses the tala, he would throw the tatakali towards me. So that is a punishment I used to always receive. I do the same thing. I have inherited Jatuni Bai's way of teaching. I have developed a very different tradition of putting them on the Rangapravesham. I tell it Dikshanta Samaro, Balaka. And for the last 6 months, I work so hard, and every day they have to practice for 6 hours a day. And they have to learn how to do makeup, because we are in Gujarat. We don't have those learning, or we can't see every day some classical dancers with proper kind of makeup and everything. So I teach them makeup, I teach them how to speak on the stage, how to explain things. Everything is being taught to them. And when they are on for the Dikshanta Samara, when they put, a guru is invited and the guru is sitting on the stage, and guru decides who will perform which item. And I always put 2 styles, Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. So again, I'm talking about Gujarat audience, that they don't like one girl to see all the items they perform. The middle of the performance, they are tired. So Gujarat, as it is very difficult for Gujarat to gulp the classical dance. So I put Bharatanatyam girls and then Kuchipudi girls and Bharatanatyam girls and Kuchipudi girls. So for them, it becomes a variety program. And guru comes and guru decides who will perform the item. Guru and the girls work very hard because they know that Guruji is going to take the examination. So all these things, and I have completed 26 Dikshanta Samaros, and more than 400 students have completed the course, and I give them the title of Nritya Tirth. And recently, my K. Kalyansundram Guruji, he taught me Varnam, very beautiful Varnam in Ragam Shri. So one of my students is doing so wonderful, and she wins prizes everywhere. So I told Guruji that, Guruji, Prashita is winning prizes everywhere. Your Varnam she is presenting. He said, I want to see. He's 90. He said, I want to see her performance. He came online and he saw her performance. So I'm blessed, I get the blessings of Gurujis also. And whenever I need blessings, they are always there. And I'm really fortunate. To tell you very frankly, this is my 50th year of my Northern School of Classical Dances. And I wanted to do more of Kuchipudi, but due to this corona, but doesn't matter. We will do later. 51st year, no problem. Why should we worry? We want to do means we want to do. I want to do. And when I was the chairperson of Gujarat State Sangeet Natak Academy, I had always invited the Bhagavatamela Natakam performances from Andhra Pradesh. And Guruji used to suggest, and then Keshav Prasad ji also. So I used to take their help. I had organized one dance ballet. Even Guruji, Vempati China Satyam Guruji also came with Ravi, and he also performed one dance ballet.
We are very lucky to be learn like as a Gurukulam.
Yes,
in that,
true.
because of that system only, we understood very much of Guru's ambitions. That is why perfectly we are not disturbing the tradition.
Yes.
Of course, whatever we choreograph, we do many ballets, we do solo items, plenty enough still. But we are also, of course, not like throwing the stick or a talam or anything, but still.
Not talam, practically.
Yes.
Very recently, to 2018, I went with my Guruji, Kalyansundram Guruji, to South to his place, his birthplace, then Chidambaram and Edenir Ashram. Balaka, I have something to share with you. Isn't it really required that we Kuchipudi dancers should get together and popularize Kuchipudi so much more? It is being popularized, but still other dance forms are doing so much more that we feel that we still need to do so much more for Kuchipudi. I invite you to tell me of how I can be of, some use, or if what can I do to do that, or else we all can get together, plan something very worthwhile, and make it. It should really ring, all over the world. The Kuchipudi should start ringing. So, and I also want to learn some items from you. Huh? Okay, okay. And you must come to Ahmedabad. I think once I invited you, but you had some issue at that time, and then it just went off. So still in my 50th and 51st year, you are coming to Ahmedabad, and let my girls and me all share the knowledge of yours. I know you are appreciated so much, and you have learned so much. So you have all the Amritam with you from Guruji. So let us have the taste of that Amritam from you. And if we have 2 minutes, I'll just tell one thing. Malaida, can I explain one incident?
Of course,
Yes,
madam.
please.
Okay. It just happened that I was performing solo Kuchipudi in Mumbai. I'm talking about 1967, 67, 68. And Guruji was doing my Natwangam, and I was performing, and I was doing Manduka Shabdam. Then I started the dialogue, no? Hey Madhavi, Rupa, Lavanya, Komala, Kusuma Boniyagu, Mandodarin Ganchi, Avanundu, Haimavati Gatalanchi. So I started saying all those things, and audience was clapping. So Guruji left his Natwangam there, and Talam there, and then he went to this, as I told you, I used to always go on the stage and explain in Hindi, English, whichever the language necessary. So he went to the mic and he started saying things in Telugu because he didn't know any other language. And audience in Mumbai was not understanding Telugu at all. But they could understand Guruji's feeling, that he is feeling so happy the way I'm performing. That is why he is just trying to explain the joy. So everybody got up, each and every person from the audience, and they started clapping. And I'll tell you, that was the moment.
Smitaji,
So
once
this is,
again, we love to hear your dialogues.
Hey Madhavi, Rupa, Lavanya, Komala, Kusuma Boniyagu, Mandodarin Ganchi, Ravanundu, Haimavati Gatalanchi, Hatalanchi, some today, some today. This is what.
Wonderful. Excellent. So well, madam.
And the similar way,
Very, very excellent, Smitaji.
my each student speak. And Sandhya Tandav, one of my girl does, she does Lalata Tilakam's voice.
Oh.
So, see, this is the blessings of Guruji. I could not do it. I was so popular in Sandhya Tandav presentation, but I could never do that. It was my limitation. But my student, she's able to do it.
Whenever you're talking right from the beginning of the interview, one thing that I really fell in love with you is every time you're talking about Kuchipudi, you're telling my Kuchipudi. And there is a spark in you're telling it's my. So that I really love you, ma'am. I truly love you on this public platform. And a big salutations to you for establishing an art form that was never there in that place. And thanks to your Guruji, as you said, and to you. And we're so happy to have you here. And thank you so much, Balaka, for taking this initiative of calling Smita Shastri ji on this. And we really, as young, or to say the enthusiasts of Kuchipudi dance of this generation, we are so benefited with your talks. And on this note, I want to ask you, what is the message that you want to give to the youth of the country, because we are celebrating 75 years of Indian independence, and especially to the Kuchipudi dancers? What is the message that you want to give?
Whoever wants to learn dance, they learn such beautiful qualities that they transform themselves to be excellent in everything, whatever they do in life. So dance should be part of their learning, whoever. I always tell the parents that if you have a daughter, please make it a point to teach her dance, not to make her dancer, but to make her personality a very impressive, very challenging. Rather, she should be able to do everything is possible for her. She should be able to achieve the paradigm shift. So that is what I feel that dance teaches us that, and our cultural heritage in dance, which is a divine thing, must be learned by each and every girl of India. I feel that, and whatever the Indian. And nowadays, the other people, the foreigners want to learn it more. I feel that you become dancer, but dancer to be one with the Supreme, and you have to learn or you have to mold yourself constantly to, when you dance, you must try to reach the Supreme One. So Guruji used to tell me that if so many people, sometimes they come to take the autograph like that, he said, no, don't get flattered about that. When you feel that you have been able to, for a fraction of second, you have been able to be one with the Supreme element, that is the success of your performance. And that only dance is providing you. So this is a supernatural element completely interwoven in dance, our divine dance, our traditions which gods have given us. And I feel that it is our only ornament of our Indian cultural heritage. We must continue it, and we must give to the next generation and next generation and next generation. So I feel that, and I pray God every day.
Wonderful, madam. So wonderful. The philosophical touch that you have given, the supernatural element that you have spoken about, itself talks about your dedication and your sincerity for your dance form. No doubt God has given you this wonderful place in the divine Amritham of Kuchipudi. Thank you so much once again, madam, for being a part of this. And I request our Aditya to give a formal vote of thanks.
Yes,
thank you for accepting our invitation and coming to the series, madam. This is a great thing what we are being having the interviews from all over the world from the Kuchipudi artist. This will be a wonderful, wonderful record for the Kuchipudi younger generations. Thank you once again, madam.
So let us do something about Kuchipudi.
Yes.
And we are the last lap. I don't know after because I'm 75. I'm 75, so I don't know how much time God is going to give me. So whatever we are able to do, we must do. We must get together and do things. So
but you never look like a 75. You look like a 50s.
That is our dance. The same thing is with you. I give you the compliments.
I am 65, but we have to thank God to be given the through because of the dance. This is all.
This is
the
only
bright
through
and.
Thank you, Balaka, Anukul, Aditya, and Malyada. It was such a wonderful experience to talk to you all, and it was really like rather expressing the supreme element and experiencing it. So thank you so very much for inviting me and thinking about me.
Thank you, madam.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Talangu takati kutakata dingina tom tahat cham tari tatta jam tari taganam taganam tagurum tak tahat jam tari tatta jam tari taganam taganam tagarum tak taganam taganam